Peace cannot exist without justice. Justice cannot exist without fairness. Fairness cannot exist without development. Development cannot exist without democracy. Democracy cannot exist without respect for the identity and worth of cultures and peoples. Rigoberta Menchú Tum, Guatemalan indigenous rights activist, 1990 UNESCO Prize for Peace Education, 1992 Nobel Peace Prize winner, was born in 1952. President of the General Conference, Chair of the Executive Board, Director General of UNESCO, Heads of Delegation of Member States, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. We're glad to be here on this pleasant gathering of you, our respected colleagues around the world. In this short while, we would like to draw your attention to an important point. UNESCO's work has been important to contribute to peace and security in the world. As the main objective of the organization, it contributes to a better world by promoting collaboration among nations through education, culture, science, and communication, in order to further universal respect for justice, for the rule of law, and for the human rights and fundamental freedoms. The United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights established that a human right is a right inherent to every single person, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Those rights include the right to live, freedom from slavery, liberty, the right to work and education, and one of the most important rights for us, freedom of opinion and expression. As an Iranian speaker said to this honorable assembly, culture may serve as a platform for transforming evil, hatred, and separation into beauty, purity, and harmony. Unfortunately, we live in a world where fake news and disinformation are very common, where stereotypes generalize people, pretending to categorize us because the place we live in it, of the religion and beliefs we have. We think social networks and mass media have a direct responsibility in this fact. We cannot forget that freedom of expression and opinion includes the liberty to seek, receive, and impart information of all kinds through any media, but this is not an excuse to violate other human rights like the right to honor and dignity. Freedom of expression has some restriction and limitation because of the human rights law. People around the world cannot use their liberty to express something as an excuse to discriminate or speak against someone else, incitement, hostility, and violence, especially because of beliefs of someone else. The Declaration on the Elimination of All Forms of Intolerance and Discrimination based on religion or belief says that each country, it means the government, must take effective measures to prevent and eliminate discrimination on the grounds of religion belief. And that is the reason we are here, to raise our voice against some situation that we consider a violation of human rights. They are called fake news, and we pay special attention to fake news, which includes religious aspects. Below, we will focus on real issues that are present in our daily lives. The role of education to combat violence in networks, it is linked to an education that has changed a lot, and that is why today it is necessary to educate for peace. Educate to be citizen and educate to learn to respect. Social networks allow educating citizens because they are easy tools and access and allows them to be connected at all time. However, it is necessary to assess whether it is truly true or has simply become judgment without any support.
The digital world is characterized by creating media in order to transmit information on different topics, wherever space has been created to create educational content for society, which seeks to provide opportunities for citizens to acquire many learning skills, From the previous point of view, it turned out to be a very functional and practical tool for line researchers. But unfortunately, many people are using social networks and means to generate violence, aggressive comments that offend human dignity. It is important to question ourselves about how education influences student behaviors and why students are trying to create this type of content and don't want to create material that is really important. One of the factors that is most influence to the creation of the type of content are the culture that people have in the context where they live. The type of life, belief, and values are what determine the behaviors of students. In each place of the world, there are different things, and that makes people grow with different vision. And that is why it's believed that in Latin American countries there is a no good education compared to the education on European countries. Wherever, in our opinion, we believe that there are stereotypes that have been created and of which people have been convinced. Schools must educate in values in the importance of helping others and respect. There is multiple to live together and show the good of each person. Culture influences this process, so it's important to transform cultural aspects that have been damaged by poor communication in a space of peace construction and understanding on the importance of the living harmony. Religious belief, skin colors, and way of thinking and generally social inequality and excuse wherever religious belief has become a topic of excuse, and even more when speaking of Muslims. We know many stereotypes about Muslim, and the way society has a mask that does not allow us to see the greatness of Muslim society. There are Muslim characters who have wanted to erase from the memory of the people the stereotypes that have been created without support. Young Muslim women are using creative platforms to challenge stereotypes and address the problem of Islamophobia and sexism in the different space of society. Rundaim defines Islamophobia and anti-Muslim racism. It implies religious hostility and discrimination against Muslim people and communities and their exclusion for any field of public life. Despite the great effort made by various people, every Muslim people are excluded and discriminated against. Large companies are changing their vision and there are generate job opportunities for the entire population, thus achieving a little social equality. We also find Muslim women who through politics, communication, and visual arts are addressing Muslim identified politics, and the results have been impressive. Great festival, plays, and narrative are beginning to raise the false stereotype of Muslim culture. The themes addressed through artistic expression are based on the politics of Muslim identity, male critiques regarding clothing, language, and behaviors, and also the family discouragement of obtaining gainful employment, particularly outside traditional profession, all with the aim of changing stereotypes and prejudices that the society has against the word Muslims.
We can conclude that thanks to this woman, the religion and the Muslim faith is allowing a total understanding of the economy and Muslim society. The leadership and commitment of some people are really used to change a social and cultural vision of a country. The fake news is the topic of action among journalists, media executives, politicians with international connections, and experts in security, propaganda, and technology. The most frequent bias when talking superficially about fake news is born of the bias that we all have and that produce postures that are summarized as follows. The news that the media that we like are independent, and the news that the media that we don't like are fake news. Mixing informational manipulation with the deliberate fabrication of lies without foundation is easy, but it does not help to understand the new dimension of this history. Of all the forms of misinformation that exist, manipulation, partisanship, unrestrained facts, etc., there is one that seems really new and that does fit the term fake news. They are news like page with headlines and content that do not have any factual basis and that they are published with the deliberate intentions to deceive. It could not be a biased news or sensationalism or bad journalism, but false content disguised to appear truthful. Journalists often focus on the University of Communication, and every time there is a novelty, they think that they are the most important element of the new equation. When blogs were born, the first thought seemed to be whether blogs were journalism. When social networks emerged, the same is the science journalism? It repeated. In the era of big data, many tend to think about data journalism before in cases like Cambridge Analytica until the phenomenon explodes in our hands. Actually, what is at stake right now is not the credibility of the news. What is at stake is the very notion of what is real and what is not, of what is reliable in our eyes. In conclusion, permitting the intercultural dimension requires a framework of accepted classroom procedures, journalists' job, politicians' decisions, and social contributions that allows for the expression and recognition of cultural difference. These procedures, decisions, jobs, and contributions should be based on human rights, equal dignity, and equal rights. They should be explicitly and discussed with and agreed by the group. We need to do our best and try discriminatory remarks, particularly racist, sexist, and homophobic discourse and expressions could be totally forbidden at any time. We can start at home. A respectful tone is enough and avoid sarcasm, irony, and disparaging judgment. We want to finish with a Kofi Annan sentence. We might have different religions, different language, different color skins, but we all belong to one human race. Thank you very much.